Hello everybody, my name is Simon and welcome to the Djembe NZ Drumming Across Cultures, where I'll be exploring the music of the djembe, its cultural roots, its impact on communities here in Aotearoa, and the stories of the drummers, teachers, masters and enthusiasts who are passionate about this instrument. There are many great teachers and groups around New Zealand and Australia, so if you're one of them, don't be surprised if you don't hit you up for conversation soon. Our first podcast guest is Robert Koffie Fugah from Ghana. Robert Koffie Fugah is famous in New Zealand, bringing the joy of his Ghanaian culture and West African music to the New Zealand community. Koffie has an infectious, charismatic, positive energy and is also a highly skilled tutor, making beginners feel confident while also challenging the more advanced students. Koffie grew up in a village called Abor in the Volta Region of Ghana, where traditional music and dance is part of daily life. He undertook his training in Ghana's capital, Accra. Before coming to New Zealand, he taught African dance and drumming for 15 years both in Ghana and abroad. Since making New Zealand home in 2013, he has established a network of drummers through drumming groups and running workshops around New Zealand. Kadodo represents his desire to connect with people throughout the country and unite them through their love of West African drumming and dance. Through Kadodo, he has developed a supportive team of talented musicians who have a genuine desire to support him in his mission to share the joy and passion of his culture. Koffie is a highly skilled facilitator and a talented and passionate artist, and we are so lucky to have him here in New Zealand. Welcome to the podcast, Robert Koffie Fugah. Hey, Koffie.
Hello.
Good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
So, what have you been up to?
I've been busy for the last 4 years of studying. Yeah, so which is now finished end of last year. So my study is finished now. So yeah, for the last 4 years I've been pretty busy with my studies and doing my passion, which you all know, the drumming and dance in between the studies.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, just so everybody knows, what have you been studying? Because I don't know whether everybody knows what it is, but
No, really. So for the last 4 years, I was studying to become an occupational therapist. So I just finished, as I said, last year, and now I can say I'm a qualified occupational therapist.
well done, mate.
So that is what
That's hard work, bro. That's a lot of study, all your dancing,
Yeah,
all your family
yeah,
commitments, all your travelling.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
we knew you were a genius, mate, anyway, but that's like going hard out.
I know. It was pretty tough. But yeah, one thing about me is that it's either I don't start, but once I get my foot in there, or once I start, no matter what, I have to find a way to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Oh,
is
fair
that is
play.
something about me. Yeah.
If I had an applause sound effects, I'd put it in here.
Thank you.
Well done, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So, how's this going to affect your life in New Zealand as your occupational therapy? Like, obviously, more income.
Yeah. So basically, if I understand your question, you mean which area that I'll be working? Is that what you mean?
We can go there as well. Which
Yeah.
area of OT will you be working?
Yeah. So during my studies, we had opportunity, or I had opportunity to. So I had my clinical placement in various areas, and the place that I felt I could make a difference with my skill is mental health. So and mental health is broad as well. Which area of mental health? I think I've decided to work in intellectual disability area of mental health. So that is where I'll be going, and then we'll see what the future holds. After a few years in mental health, I might decide to go to physical world. Somewhere else. Yeah. So for now, I will say mental health.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, like, So with regards to, is this going to be a full-time thing or like 20 hours a week, and then, or what? Who knows? What's
No, no, it won't be full time. It will be part time. And I can still do my drumming and dance, which is
Oh, thank God for that. Well
yeah,
done.
which yeah, still gonna do it.
I'm being totally
And trust
selfish.
me, and no, but trust me, for me, I carefully chose this career as occupational therapist because I was like, which career will allow me to still bring in my passion, the music and dance, and happiness occupational therapy so far is the only career because it's all about meaningful activities in a simple term, but we say meaningful occupations that people do on daily basis that bring meaning and purpose to them. So I can bring in my drumming and dance. Once I start working, I have to draft or come up with my own activities for my patients, either to keep them busy, for them to something that they can find meaningful, something that they can always go to and do and bring meanings to them as well and keep them busy pretty much. So I think I will do it. If I end up working, I will probably bring in 1 or 2 days within the week where we have African dance session with my client or patients, and then African drumming as well. So that's why I choose occupational therapy. So African drumming and dance will not be totally out of I will not totally stop it. And but talking about whether I'll be going to the communities, how I used to do it, over the years, I will still do that. I will still be traveling around as when I can to still share this with people around New Zealand. Yeah,
That's great. I mean, occupational therapy
yeah,
and the drumming is just going to be so sweet together. It's going to really work, and
yes, yes,
it's going to
yes,
benefit
absolutely.
so many people having you as a teacher as well, and having that
Yeah,
therapeutic side as well is just going to be
absolutely,
well done, man.
absolutely.
Kudos
Yeah,
to you
thank
and
you, thank you, thank
everything.
you, bro.
So, like, where did you start your musical journey? Like, how did you learn drum and dance music?
Yeah. Oh, this
How did that
question,
happen?
yeah, I've been asked so many times, and let me start from here. Um, I was born back in a village, before my parents moved to the city. So people might be asking, where is he from? I'm from Ghana, west part of Africa, and then Accra is the capital city of Ghana. So when I said I was born in a village, I was born in a village, and then my parents moved to Accra, which is the city, capital city of Ghana. And the village I'm talking about is Abor, which is Abor in the Volta region. So Ghana has regions. So one of the regions is Volta region where I come from, and a small town called Abor. That is where I was born. And and music and dance, traditional music and dance has been integral to our lives. Like that's what we do. Everything we do is all about that. So growing up as a child, I've done a lot of listening, a lot of watching of those above me, my parents, those in the community doing this. And I think that is where it started from. I just loved it, and I'm pretty sure being a kid, I'll probably after the grown-ups have finished drumming, I'll probably go on the drum and do something. I can tell unless my parents will say, "Yeah, that's what you were doing," but I just loved it. And then my parents, so I left the village around 9, 10 years at the age of 9 or 10, and I remember very well. At that point, I loved that. So going to the city, I was like, where can I find something like this similar to do? So lucky for me, um, the National Commission on Culture, which is under the government of Ghana, uh, has a whole center built for young ones at that time like me, uh, who might not end up being a doctor or a lawyer that they always want, can have some arts, something to do. So yeah, I joined that center, and I had more training from that. and then I became a teacher from there, and also trained the young ones. And then I keep spreading it. Going to schools in Ghana, blah blah blah, having international students from all over the world coming. So that is how it started, from the village, and then got the training more back in the city, and yeah.
I heard a rumor. It might be just a rumor. You can sight read music and you can also play the tuba.
Yes, that's true. That's interesting. Yes, your rumor is true. So I have passion for music. So when I was doing the drumming, so as I said, the center was set up. It wasn't just that traditional drumming and dance. It was at a point whilst I was doing that, the government of Ghana brought in a police inspector then, who is the leader of a police band, to come and be training the young ones who probably not into drumming and dance and they want to play the brass instrument. The opportunity, was given to all of us. Even though I was doing drumming and dance, they didn't stop me. Say, okay, you have one thing doing, so stay there. They said, oh, it's open to everyone, and nice. Because it's still music, I joined, and I started off with trombone, the one you pull.
Yeah.
I started on that.
Oh, that's tricky.
Then tricky one. There are no valves, 1 and 2 and 3. It's like you need to gauge it. You need to find where exactly. So I played that for a while, and I was like, it's not. I want to try something else. So I went on tuba, and I realized that tuba was what I really like, and I love bass in general. Like I love bass. Anything music, I just listen to the bass line. So I jumped on the tuba, and then my director said, I think you'd be good on a tuba. And one thing he told me is that I've got so much energy, the power blowing. When I play tuba against 10 trumpet, 12 whatever euphonium or whatever brass instrument, me playing one tuba sounds like 10 people playing tuba. There's power that comes with it. So he's like, I loved it. So just stay there. So yeah, he supported me. So to be honest, I became good at tuba. I can still play tuba now. I just have to practice a little bit more. But a time in my life, it was so difficult, living because I wasn't working. And so I decided to join the force. And so there was an audition for people who have a skill. For me, I went in with my brass instrument. So I joined the Air Force and I joined the Army, and I got accepted for both of them. But I'll tell you a story now. Go on. When I went to the Army, a few of my friends from other people from other brass bands were all there. And these Army directors who have so much knowledge in music, they were sitting, on a big table. And they got to my turn. And everyone's turn, they will go and write a notation on the board, and they will expect you to read, to know which key. And because tuba is bass clef and trumpet or treble clef, whatever you call it. So I said, no. I started the first 2 notes. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, that's correct. And then the director intentionally put the third note in a different key. So when I got there, like everyone was just watching. When I got there, I was like, then I stopped. Then I was thinking, and everyone was watching me, and all my colleagues. And then the director asked me, yes, can I help you? I said, I don't think that's the right note. It's not in the right key. And everyone, all my colleagues, like, shh, keep quiet. I was talking director. You can't tell director. Hasn't done a good job. And then the director said, everyone stop. I remember this well. Stop. What he's saying is right. I tricked him. I just wanted to be sure that he knows what he's doing. And he asked me to put my tuba down, and I'm, qualified. That is it for me to join the Army.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So your music got you into the Army. Pretty much.
I'm not. If you ask me whether it's the Army that I have passion for or just the whatever, no. It was just a situation then where if I join the Army, I'll have a regular income, it's paid by government, for me to live and survive. and I have the skills to join the army. But guess I got all my document, everything sent to me for me to go to 6 month training in the bush, but I declined it. I didn't go.
Fair enough.
And no, because my instinct wasn't just telling me, nah, it's not your thing.
You
It's not
talk a
your
lot
thing.
about using
And
your intuition and your gut feeling.
intuition, how I feel within me. And it was telling me, I had a strong feeling that, no, don't go. Don't join the army. It's not your thing. And here I am. Yeah.
Because you've always talked about your intuition, and you always talked about seeing aeroplanes flying over Ghana, and you knew that you were going to be an international teacher. Is that right? Is that true?
So true. Because Accra, where I lived, it's a bit far, but we can still see aeroplane when they fly, when they're landing. But at the center where I learned all my drumming and dance, the cultural center is right by the airport, so you could see it more. And all my dream, all that I keep thinking about, whenever it flies, I go like, it's gonna be. That's me. These are the right word I use. It's gonna be me one day. That's gonna be me one day. This is what I keep saying. And when I say it's gonna be me, is that I could take my craft to the people instead of the people coming to me. I did so many years where people came to me and learned, and a lot of them are like lecturers, PhD, like music, in the US. Recently I was in the US. It's one of them as well. So, and it happened, there's a saying that be careful what you wish for. To be honest, I wish for it. And now, to be honest, Simon, when I came to New Zealand, I did a lot of traveling, and you can tell I did a lot of flying, heaps of flying. And it got to a point I got sick and tired of flying. And then I went back, reflected on, but you wanted to sit on an aeroplane, right? And I said, yeah. Well, you wish for it. Now enjoy. Now, I just, that's not what I want now. I rather travel to the SLE, and it's still the dream for many artists in Ghana. Just want to get on a plane and take the craft overseas. And that's what they want, which I tell is great. But I keep telling them it will happen. But I'm telling you, you'll get sick and tired of it once you get it.
How did you get to how did you get to California? How did you get there, or did you go to the States? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so that's true. So Agbe and I, we all started together, and then so this guy who is now a lecturer, in the States, when he was pursuing his PhD, one of the things he has to do is to learn the polyrhythm, and then the tribe that I come from, which is the Ewe tribe, we are known to be like people that play polyrhythms. Crazy. So he came and learned from us, and but more so when he left, or I would say closer to Agbe more than me. So Agbe and him was, they were still keeping in touch. And then Agbe told me that he had mentioned that I think it's time to bring artists to the state, and the only person he's thinking about is us, the group, and then he said Agbe, and Agbe was like, oh, you remember Koffie, is it okay if Koffie? Oh yeah, that would be great, So that's how it all started, and then the process started. And the whole thing started like a joke for me. I was like, oh, it's not gonna happen, but it happened. We went there, and we left a really good mark there. Every student really, really enjoyed it. So that is how it also happened. Yeah.
Did you go to just one state while you were there, or did you travel around?
No. Travel to different places where we taught in three different universities. Yeah. One of them is the Virginia University. So and then the other university, well, the main university that we stationed or we spent more time was in Kansas. I forgot the university. University of something like Missouri. Missouri University, something like that. Yeah. And then the other one was a Methodist something university. So I went to 3 different universities, but a few high schools. We went to a few high schools as well.
Wow.
And but we couldn't. There was one university that we didn't go to them, but their lecturer brought the student. They traveled to us,
Wow.
to learn. So yeah, it was short time, like 2 weeks in the state, but we did a lot. No rest.
That sounds
Gives you
like a
2 weeks.
lot of flying, a lot of
A lot
travel.
of flying, and in America, to travel from one place to another, it's more like going to another country. It's it's
Hmm.
crazy within US,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah, yeah.
So, like, how did they receive you in the high schools?
Oh, the high schools, to be honest, they loved it. They really, really enjoyed it. One thing I was surprised, which was a good thing, surprised but also great, was even high schools, the amount of musical instrument they have. Oh, you have no idea.
Mm.
Like the US is a place, high school has even the traditional African drums, they have heaps.
Mm.
Every high school has drums. They have drums and they have the brass instrument. They are no wonder a lot of them even continue studying at tertiary university, tertiary learning more of those because they 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 they, they, they got given the good foundation
Mm.
from high school, so they can build on that. Yeah. So the high school receive us really well. Mm,
Need some more drums in New Zealand
yeah.
high schools, eh?
Oh,
That'd be good,
New
wouldn't it?
Zealand. Yeah, that would be really good if New Zealand high school can do that. No, they don't. But it will get there. For me, that even reminds me when I first moved here, 2013. And then when I reflect back and then compare to now, and someone when you first came, you saw me, and you would tell that African drumming and dance wasn't that huge, like how it's now spread everywhere. Every corner in New Zealand, pretty much, there's a group
Hmm.
somewhere. But it wasn't like that when
Yeah,
ten
that's
years
a
ago or
testament to
11
you,
years ago.
bro. Testament to you
Yeah,
going out to
yeah,
different
yeah,
places
yeah,
and
yeah.
seeing everybody and creating that connection, and getting
It's
everybody enthusiastic about playing the djembe.
seriously,
It's great,
it
mate.
feels it feels it feels like being it feels like uh me being like a grandpa now sitting back and go like, oh, I love to see my kids, they're doing well,
Hmm. Yeah, mate. Yeah,
I'm
mate.
just, that's the feeling, not forgetting that some people started before I came, and
Yes.
which I want to give shout out to Jimmy Dale.
Respects. Yeah.
They were holding it for
Mm.
us to come and continue. Julian Raphael, wherever he is, he gave me the opportunity, the first time in Wellington to
Mm.
run a workshop, and it was massive. And
I remember
and
that.
then not forgetting, yeah, you were there.
Hmm.
Not forgetting Doug Brush from Christchurch also gave me the opportunity. So
Mm.
these people, Jimmy Dale, Julian Raphael, Doug Brush, yeah,
Created a
so
good
they were holding it.
foundation. Hey,
Good foundation.
yeah, got a
Yeah.
big shout out to all those guys. Just so
Also, yeah.
so I started with Julian Raphael and
Yes.
started learning with him, and then took over the mantle of teaching his
Yes.
classes and went from there. So it was a lot of fun. The whole journey,
Yeah. No, it's good.
Djembe
I
Do.
know. I know. I know. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a journey for all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the backbone. At least a lot of the community, the drumming community, because she sets up so many camps and courses, and she's also she gets artists from Africa here. There's been several that she's brought, Maputo,
Yes.
a
Yes.
few others as well. So it just sort of
Yes.
I'm trying to think of their names, but I'm gonna all of the information that we're going to talk about today anyway is going to be on
Yes.
my
Yes.
website, and it's just on
Okay.
this. Here it is. There's a QR code on the. It's going to be on the video, and people can just go to there and look at all the details, all the people we've mentioned, and so
Absolutely.
on. But yeah, Jenny's brought a lot of people here from Africa, done a lot of workshops, and respect to her for doing that as well, and
Now,
Jimmy and everyone.
Jenny, I maybe I can spend some time in this podcast, this to talk about Jenny. I can go on and on and talk about Jenny and few other people. There's a saying in my language, that you need to give shout out or you need to give thanks to whoever in one way or the other, have supported you even in a bit, maybe at that time, without that support, probably you wouldn't be where you are. So there are people that I need to say big thanks to. But for Jenny, I have a lot to say about her. You already started. She's the passion she has for the tradition, the culture is massive, and it's not just. There are people who just want to be that person to be bringing the artists and support them, but she does it herself. The joy that she has, you can see when she's doing it, is massive. And then she also has the passion as well to support others. So that's massive. So yeah, Jenny, a lot to talk, a lot to say about her. Yeah.
We'll probably get her on a podcast at some point as well,
Yeah.
and just get her talking about her journey as well.
Absolutely.
So, like, talking of Jenny, she's helping you do a bit of work with your Africa tour, the immersion tour, isn't she?
Immersion tour. So that is the Ghana Cultural Immersion Tour. She's been helping for the last 2 tours that we've been to Ghana, and then the third one is coming, which is still massively supporting from behind, behind the scene. So that is happening in 2026. I don't have the date in mind, but it's happening in January, first week in January.
Yep,
I have to look for the date.
2nd to the 23rd of Jan.
2nd to the 23rd of Jan. It's happening, Ghana Cultural Immersion Tour. I always tell every student, those who have passion for the music and dance, yes, I'm here, other African artists are here, you are learning from Simon and others, but it's never the same until you step your feet on the soil, until you are there, you experience things for yourself. So I would any day encourage everyone, if we can. I know if you have the means, of course, all comes down to money. But if it has always been your dream to one day step your foot on the land of Africa, in this case West Africa, Ghana, then I would encourage you to come on this tour, which is the Ghana Cultural Immersion Tour 2026, from the 2nd to the 23rd. Is that right?
Yes.
January. Yes. Some of us, we're going to be there end of this year to make sure everything is in place, where you're going to stay, all the historical places you're going to go to, all your classes, all the teachers, already, they are all ready for you guys. So any question about this tour, those who have been already, they can tell you, trust me, you will love it. Ghana is a place, and when it comes to you need a bit of challenge in terms of what you're already doing here, come to Ghana on the Ghana Cultural Immersion Tour 2026. Yeah.
Nice, mate. Nice. I mean, I've been a bit embarrassed. I haven't got any money to come with you this year, and maybe I'll wait until Maya's a little bit older, and then take a month out. I mean, I could bring her, but that sounds really, really expensive for me to take us both. But when it happens, it'll happen, mate. And I'm going to come and enjoy myself with you guys. Who's going to be teaching now? Who else is part of the crew there?
So the crew that will still maintain those we used in the previous years, and new ones are joining. So world-renowned dance teacher, female dance teacher called Anastasia Feto, popularly known as Aku. She's got that experience. We started together as well. Like locally or nationally, she's done massively well, and then internationally, she's traveled around the world. She's been to Australia so many times teaching, and people in Australia know her. A lot of people know Aku. They always want to learn from her. One thing about Aku that people know her to be is that a complex dance, a dance that is complex, um, to to teach. Aku is so good at breaking down those steps to the point where even a beginner can learn that complex dance. So people know her, and these are just feedback from students, past students. So Aku is one of them, and she has always been, and she's still gonna be. And the other dance teacher will be Jimmy Akiti. Also, is one of those people that I grew up with. Amazing dancer and a teacher. We have Mauli, also gonna be part of it, a dancer and a drummer. We have Edwin, who is oh, I don't know, when he dances, it just looks gracefully. Like Edwin is just it's just amazing to watch. A male dancer. Then we come to the drummers. To be honest, we have Mate, we have Thomas, we have Agbe, the heaps of them, and we're gonna be including new ones as well, just to make this tour a memorable and a great one, because we've realized from the previous tours that after every morning dance or drumming class or evening class, in between, some people want one-on-one tuitions so that the dance steps learned in the morning can be explained slowly. So we have more teachers on this tour who are just going to be there for those one-on-ones to help everyone. If things are not clear from the group session, then you have afternoon or during the day to have that one-on-one tuition.
And it's also an immersion in the culture as well, isn't it? It's sort of, you're there with families and friends, and tell us a bit more about that. Like, sort of, what have you got in store? Anything?
Yeah, the immersion is the word. Even just arrival at the airport is the start of the immersion. When you arrive, just the arrival and the welcome that you get at the airport, the group will be there, and we're going to be welcomed with traditional drumming and dance, and our the rituals will be done as well as the way it's done in Ghana, in my tribe, that you welcome people with we perform the rituals, and then we get into the bus, and all the way from the airport to your hotel where you're staying, drumming. So imagine this long journey to Ghana. You might probably be tired or sleepy. Forget about that. Once you get it, you get welcome and get into the bus, you'll be wide awake.
Yeah, mate.
All the drumming, you'll be wide awake, and you have the energy from somewhere. You just want to continue doing it. So that's one aspect of it. The immersion is that other immersion part of it is that there are places that if tourists go, they can't actually go to those places. There are places that you can go as on your own. But this tour, what we do is that we take you to the locals. We go to places that you would normally not go. And one thing I would say about the last tour was that we usually hire someone to be cooking for us, or at the hotel. We order food from the hotel. But it wasn't like that this time. We got someone from the community, local person, who cooks, and we go to their house.
Nice.
And we eat with the locals. We mingle with locals. And the things that we've been learning, we surprised the locals. One day we got there after eating, we sang a lot of Ghanaian songs that we learned, and everyone in the house were like, "Oh, look at the white people! Wow!" They were surprised,
Yeah, man.
and they really, really enjoyed it. So that is how we gave back to to them for their food, for everything. And we go to market. We walk in the local communities. We go to local market. We interact with the locals. Those are the things that that you don't get. So so those are some of the things that you should expect on this tour.
Well, when I get there, I'm looking forward to it. My hands are hurting just thinking about it.
I know. It will happen.
I saw Dave
Remember,
dancing as well.
Yeah,
that's me. That's like, my man there. If he can dance, I'm going to come along and give it a go at some point as well. So.
No, Dave really enjoyed it. He just enjoyed he just had a go at every opportunity given.
That's all you want,
And
It's all you
Say it
want.
again.
It's all you want, eh? Just to get in there and have a go.
Exactly.
You don't have to be an
Have a
expert
go.
dancer or expert drummer.
No,
You just gonna
no,
enjoy
you
it.
don't have to. Go enjoy. And for the first time, I mean, it's good to mention this. We had our young ones, two of them who joined us. Caleb, Jenny's son, and Mia, one of my students from Dunedin, the daughter. And yeah, they all had a go, which was really, really good. And one thing about this tour is we're going to have few lessons. It's not just a drumming and dance. One thing, the feedback we got from last tour was that we did a lot of singing sessions. Like which people, I was surprised. I thought, oh, let's have this. It was just an additional stuff, but people tend to enjoy those moments where not just drumming and dance. We sit down and we learn traditional songs and we sing, we harmonize. People enjoy that, and we're going to include that more in this tour as well. So those of you who singing is your thing, even though you're going to try everything, so just be rest assured we're going to have more singing this time, learn more songs, and we're going to have a lot of lessons, as in cooking lessons. So we go to the locals and they're going to show us how to cook simple traditional food.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah, exactly. So and also you'll get to other lessons, like which I'm still thinking about which ones we could be learning something simple from the community. There are a lot of things to learn, so those things will happen. And it's happening again. People enjoyed. We were traveling from the border of Togo. We didn't go to Togo, but Togo and Ghana share border. So we went to the border and you could see Togo right there. And then on our way back, we were driving through the village and there was a funeral. So in Ghana, funeral celebration starts from Friday and ends on Sunday. Sunday is more celebration. And so Sunday, when we're driving in a village, I heard and I saw a group of musicians playing the last part of the funeral. So I told the driver, stop, and then I told everyone in the bus, let's go and join them, celebrate. So we joined the whole funeral.
Wow.
And the whole locals, they were like, oh, everyone's like, oh, look at Yevu in Ghana. In my tribe, Yevu means white person. They were like, oh, see Yevus, they are here, Yevus. So we joined them and everyone was dancing. Like it was yeah. So we're gonna do more of those things that we're not expecting. We're gonna just enjoy.
It's so different attitudes towards funerals in the West and here and than in Ghana and Africa, and yes, celebration.
Yes, celebration, exactly. We celebrate, and that is how it's supposed to be. And also we also learn how to weave kente, the kente cloth.
Yeah.
The traditional way of doing it. So people had a go. It was another thing. So there are a lot of things you're gonna learn. It's not just the drumming and dance, even though that is the main thing. There's other things that you would really, really want to have a go, and you can say, yes, I've been there. I tried this. I did this. I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, just the singing alone, it sort of opens your heart and to be part of a community and do the singing, and I've always found
Absolutely.
that. So yeah, and then there's the drumming and dance. I mean, yeah, I can't wait to go. But when it's time, it will happen, mate. It will happen.
Remember when I was saying that when am I going to be on the aeroplane? It happened. So your one will happen as well.
Yeah, man.
Just keep thinking about it.
So talking about other things that are happening, we've got if you can't make Africa, we get the next best thing, which is the Kadodo camp, which is on the 21st and the 23rd of January. That's the Kadodo Drum and Dance Camp, and that's in Makahika Outdoor Pursuit Centre in Levin. And the 21st to the 23rd of February for that. And so that's you and me and Jenny. We've got a little camp going.
Yes, so that's been happening for a few years now. Kadodo camp. It started off in Johannesburg. Robin, who is no more with us.
Yeah, bless her.
May her soul rest in perfect peace. She'll forever be remembered. So I started with her, maybe twice in Johannesburg, and then now it's moved to Wellington area. And look, those who have been to this Kadodo camp, it's more like a family camp. When you're there, you feel like you're part of a family, and you will learn a lot. So Simon is one of the teachers, Jenny, and then myself. Yes. So we would love to see all of you, if we can,
I,
come and get in now. Like, contact Jenny and be part of this camp, which is happening on the 21st to 23rd of
yeah, it's
February.
not far away, is it?
So
Not far away. So
no, not far away.
what have you got planned for us, Coffee? Because you taught us a dance while you were here in Wellington about a month ago, and you said you might be teaching the actual dance in its full,
Yes.
in entirety. So
Yes.
that's
So those who came to that class workshop, which was massive, and I thank everyone for coming to that class a month ago. And I taught a rhythm and I taught a dance, and people wanted the some part that makes that rhythm full. And then I remember saying that, okay, let's continue that at the camp. So if you want to get the full version of the rhythm, come to the camp. And if you want the full version of the dance, come to the camp. And there's going to be more new stuff that I'm going to be sharing as well. And Simon and Jenny also got some stuff to share with you. So
Yeah, I got
come in your numbers.
same old
Yeah.
shit, mate. That's me. Now I've got some stuff that I've done. I think I did it on one of the camps, and I never got to finish it. So I think I'm going to add some stuff to it for this camp as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody gets fed there as well, which is an important
Yes.
feature. We find that you don't have to worry about food or anything. Everybody gets fed, bed. Yep, you get your accommodation, food, drumming, dancing, whatever, all of it.
Yes.
It's a
I'm
great,
also
great weekend.
thinking of sharing. I've started sharing few of my compositions, and here and there, pieces. I will see what people know. Whoever's going to be at the camp, I will see, because otherwise, I have about 6 to 7 rhythms, part of my composition. So I might be teaching a new one that no one knows for my composition. So yeah, so those who are keen, want to be challenged to learn about my other compositions, come and I'll share that with you. And also, just to mention that there are quite a few people in New Zealand that has got the Ghanaian drum, the palago drum, somewhere. Yeah, the palago drum here, which has the pegs. You can bring them. Recently, yeah, that's right there. Yeah, the palago drum behind Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are quite few people in New Zealand that has got that drum. And a month ago, when I was in up north, Julie, Sue, the rest brought it, and then I taught them how to properly play it. Whoever has got that drum, doesn't matter whether you have it or not, just be at the camp. There will be few of those drums, and then I can give you one-on-one lesson on how to play the palago drum. So so that's another thing that will be happening. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Great. It was so much fun last year as well doing it. It's always fun doing it with your coffee. We also, I'd like to give you a mention for the Sogbalisa rhythm that we learned from you, and we just brought that into our performance set as Kubatana and Ringa dancers, and it's an amazing rhythm. The two halves of the pattern and the dance is just, and having the girls learn that in Ghana when they were there as well, and the boys.
Yes.
Having them learn that while they were there was amazing, because we've just brought it now into our performance set, and it just looks amazing.
Amazing. Sogbalisa, it's one of my favorite. The more I think about Sogbalisa, or not the more I think of, the more I listen to it, because I've got how I'm working with the University of Otago, and which is more like a scholarship or funding, whatever you want to call it, that the university has accepted for me to use their newly built studio. For the past few years, I've been slowly re-recording all my compositions, the audio aspect. So, the more, because I have it on my phone, the more I listen to it, the more I appreciate and enjoy it. Sometimes I sit back and ask myself, how did this happen?
Where did it come from?
I ask myself, Yeah, where did it come from? Exactly. To be honest, trust me, I asked myself, where did it come from? I don't know. And yeah, so Subolisa is great,
Well,
and I love Ewenam, I love Ada, but Subolisa is amazing.
well,
Yeah,
creativity is, in my opinion, like a gateway to the Holy Spirit or your God. You know, I think it's a direct connection to life. Is this
yes,
imagination, and sometimes it just flows through us unconsciously.
exactly,
And that happens, and when that happens, you get rhythms like Sobelisa, which is honoring the gods and honoring,
exactly,
yeah, honoring the
exactly.
ancestors, and yeah,
And I
man,
think,
I love it.
when I started, the name was not given, and then I think I started slowly, and then at some point I said, I'm gonna call it Sobolisa, honoring our ancestors. And trust me, the moment I said yes, this is to honor our ancestors, I started things started happening.
Hmm.
The rhythm was flowing, ideas, blah blah blah,
Hmm.
and it still remains. And when you play the rhythm, you can tell the feel of it, from the Agbaja to Kinka flow.
Hmm.
And my people back in Ghana, trust me, it's not just people here who sometimes, even my students here in Dunedin, they always ask themselves, how did this happen? They love the rhythm, but guess what? My people, the people that I grew up with, who are professional drummers and dancers back in Ghana, when I went back, I took this rhythm to them. One day, they asked me, how did you create this rhythm? Even them, they kind of like, how did you put all this, even the djembe groups together, and so how it all blend. So I think is the doing of the Most High. That's how I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect. Well, Coffee,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave on that note, I reckon. Thanks for your
Yes.
time, mate. Really appreciate it. And we'll do this again because we can't go through everything in this
No.
hour's worth of chat. So
No.
I'll get you back on and we can do it all again with you. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Now, thank you, Simon, for this opportunity. And I want to say thanks to everyone in New Zealand. I can't mention all of your names, but thanks everyone that one way or the other has always supported me to be the coffee that I am. Um, very soon, you'll be seeing me in your community now that I have some time on my side. So
Yeah.
thank you all. Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Coffee. Take care, mate.
Yes.
See you
You
soon.
too.
See you at camp.
See ya.
See
Yes. Bye.
you, man. Bye bye.